This job came from one small mistake on a completely different shoot and had nothing to do with the DP's camera style, the lenses he chose, or the camera movement. Here, let me explain. This was during the height of COVID. A production was shooting for a major car rental company, and at the time, actors were required to wear masks to show COVID compliance. And it was on this production that they realized they forgot to get an alternate, a version without a mask, because things were beginning to shift. But first, some coffee. The rotisserie city of Fountains Blend. And there was one interior shot they forgot to capture. It was a small moment with an actor wiping down the car without his mask on. And because of that, I got a call. Well, that shot was critical. They realized that without it, it wouldn't work in the updated version. And so instead of shooting on location, they decided, let's replicate this shot inside a studio. Here, let me explain. They needed someone who understood cars, who can work in controlled environments and recreate something without making it feel fake. And that's where I came in. This wasn't about gear, although the previous DP did shoot on a Sony with some Sigma Cine Primes, whereas I went with an Alexa Mini LF to keep the large format because we didn't have Sony Venices, and we do have a set of Cine Primes, so I went with Sigma Cine Primes as well. But the main thing was about lighting. You see, growing up, I went to a film school in Northwest Arkansas at John Brown University. Shout out Steve Snedeker, our main professor. And one of the things we had to do was to print out some of our favorite images, fill up a moleskin notebook throughout the year, and reverse break down the lighting. You didn't necessarily exactly know the lighting units themselves, but it was about direction, intensity, contrast. This is about starting with the eye light and finding where the key light is, or the fill light, looking at your edge light and seeing, hey, is it practically from sources back there, or is it manipulated because that source is no way it's gonna give you a top light. Does he have a top light over his head, you know? This was about reverse breaking down the lighting. And so that's what I did for this project. I took what I learned in school and I put it straight into practice here. I took the original shot that they used for the project, freeze framed it, printed it out, or probably end up just using my iPad and Procreate, and then looked at where all the lighting units were, looked at what's doing what. Now they shot on an exterior car lot at a major car rental company. So there were some things that I needed to get creative with. When going into a studio, one of the very first things we did, 12 by 12 overhead the car. Now luckily the framing wasn't crazy wide, so we knew we can get away with this. It's green screens on the other side of the window, a practical car in frame, and then we broke down our lighting. It was those practices I learned growing up in school that I was able to put direct to a project. For my past experience shooting cars, you know, knowing that if I use a Rotopola, I can get rid of some of the crazy glares that come off of the front dash. That'll help focus some more attention to what the talent is doing, to just working with a very talented crew in St. Louis, with one gentleman doing years and years of car work, calling him saying, hey, this is my lighting plan, this is what we're gonna try to do. And here's a pro tip for new young cinematographers out there. Get yourself a moleskin. Print out your favorite images, whether that's commercials or still images or movies or maybe something that I've shot. Cut that out and paste it in your moleskin. And then from there, look at the image, study the image, and find where the lighting units are, starting with the key. If I got a little eye light in my upper left eye, that's showing you that my key light is, off angle on axis over here, and it's a little bit higher than a lower light, let's say down here, bouncing up. If there's a little eye light down here, which I don't have. It's one of the quickest ways to understand where the lighting is coming from is the eye light. The next is the shadow. Where is the shadow falling from? Do I have shadow side on this side of the face because we don't have very much fill over here and the key light is pushing and casting a shadow across my face? Yeah, it is. Then look at the hair lights, look at the backlights, look at the background. Is the sun pushing rays through? Is it sun or is it just HMIs with CTS on it? You don't quite know exact units, but you begin to know direction and intensity. And if you got yourself a small HD monitor or potentially DaVinci Resolve, I believe has false color. For the monitor, download your favorite images onto an SD card, load it into your monitor, pull it up on the screen and swipe until you get your false color. Look where the face, whatever your image is, look where it falls on the IRB values. See how much contrast is going on. See what your favorite image is, how it ends up. This little tip of studying the images, not just from where the lighting units are, but also even seeing the IRE values, that's something I did not have when I was in school. This really can help you paint by numbers. Don't stop practicing. This is an ongoing thing. This industry, this is a career. I'm in this for life. This is something that I love to do, and I still practice to this day. Anyway, back to it. That one missing shot created an opportunity, and being prepared for that moment is how I got the job. If you want to see more of my work, you can check out stevenscgreathouse.com. Thanks. Peace.